Welcome back to the Llama Life. My name is Kirstin Baty, and today we're going to talk about llama first aid kits. So on all of our trips, we send out a big orange bag like this, full of all the things you could possibly need while you're out. So let's get to it. Inside of our big compartment here, we always send you with an extra rope. So this is the lead rope, that's what we call it, and it goes on their neck. So if for some reason you lost one, you broke one, there's always an extra lead rope inside of there. The next thing is an extra halter. So sometimes the llamas get really itchy and they rub their heads on the ground and they can actually rub this buckle loose. I've invited a guest star to come in and demonstrate this for you. And he will be here in just a minute. Are you eating my wreath? Welcome to my house, Milo. Come on in. I can't believe you ate my wreath. You're the very first llama of your size to come in here. What a lucky boy. So say that your house guest loses his halter, and suddenly you have a loose house guest. Are you gonna be a good boy in my house or a bad boy? All right, so what you're gonna do, so this is lost. Say he's lost his halter in your house. That's why we have this halter here in our first aid kit. Hey, buddy. Oh, what do you think? Okay, stand. You're gonna make me chase you now? Okay, swing around. So you're gonna catch your llama, and with your extra halter and lead rope, no problema, got you caught. You'd not believe how many of those shirts I have. No problema, or llama stay. Good job, Milo. Did good. All right, you have been caught, sir. You're no longer loose in my house. So, as Milo demonstrated, this buckle sometimes gets loose and the halter falls off. And when you've got a loose llama, it's nice to be able to have things to be able to catch them with. So that is your halter and lead rope, and that is number one in our first aid kit. The next thing that we're going to look at is a saddle repair kit. There's a lot of little tiny intricate pieces on a saddle, and things come loose, things break, things fall off, and it's nice to be able to replace it when we get into that position. So inside this little bag, you'll find a little bag, sometimes they're different colors within our first aid kits. It's nice to have all those little pieces in one place. So we have extra buckles, we have extra slides, we have an extra bungee. This piece is what connects the saddles together. So as you have a big string of llamas, this is a bungee that you'll tie all of your llamas together with. So say that your llamas take a spill, or one spooks, or one gets stuck behind a tree. This is intended to break. So once it's broken, it's no longer useful. So we send you with an extra one. So if that happens, you've got something to use. You can put it on there. And every time that you put on one of those quick releases, you're gonna put on one of these zip ties, and you just zip tie it on and away you go, it's easy. And then you have all these, these little bolts and things. So sometimes with the bumpy trail, you kind of get things bumped loose. You also have an extra carabiner. These things are so easy to lose. I don't know why they're so tricky for most people. But these little carabiners, they just sneak away some days, and they fall down, and once they're in the long grass, they're gone forever. So we always put an extra carabiner in there as well. The nice thing about having all these extras is that if some of your own personal equipment fails, you've got some zip ties, you have some ropes, you have all this extra stuff that you can use. But we always send this in our first aid kits in this cute little bag. So there is our saddle repair kit. Now, not very often, but every once in a while, one of our llamas runs into a little bit of physical trouble. And in here is all the things you could possibly need to be able to fix them up. So the first thing that we're gonna pull out is our foot repair stuff. So this is gonna look something like this. We have an array of different items to wrap the foot with. We have some cotton, sterile cotton items. So if they were walking along and they cut the pad of their foot, you're able to wrap that around, and you can put cotton under there, We also have some iodine, so if it's kind of like a gaping wound and you want to clean it if it got dirty, you can do some iodine first, do some gauze, wrap it up, and really that's it. Llama maintenance is usually pretty easy, easier said than done. The next thing that we have in here is our pain medicine. So we send you with some syringes. This particular drug is called Prevail. It's also commonly known as Banamine. It has several other street names as well as its fancy name that I would not begin to be able to pronounce. But in here, we've got some of that. It's like Llama ibuprofen, and it does not taste like it. It is terrible, so don't get any on your fingers. But what you're gonna do, there's sterile syringes inside of here, and you're gonna I'm gonna demonstrate it for you. Sometimes these little glass bottles are tricky for people. So you're gonna put a nice sterile tip onto your syringe. Then you're gonna measure it out in air first. So if your llama is 300 pounds, you're gonna measure it all the way to 3. You do 1 cc per 100. You're gonna pull off, not the whole thing, like I just did. Sometimes they're tricky. Pull off this enormous needle, and then you put it straight into the rubber top, push all of your air in, and that will make it easy for that Prevail to come out. If you don't put the air in, there's no space for it to come out. So little trick there for you. All right, and these are single-use things, so once it's been opened, we're gonna toss it. All right, so there is some Llama ibuprofen for you. The next thing that we have in our kit is Liminent. I'm sure I said that wrong. Liminent gel. And this is essentially for like sore muscles or pulled muscles. And it's required to be in our first aid kits as guides. It always makes me laugh because I'm not sure how you're supposed to rub it on a large sore area with all of that wool, but that's what it's for. So if you part the hair, like part the Red Sea in lots of different places and really kind of rub it in there, it could maybe possibly help. The next thing that we have, and it's in this gross little baggie because this powder loves to fall out of this bag. So once it's been opened, I actually put it into a Ziploc instead. This is called, it's called Blood Stop. Again, one of those things I can't pronounce. Styptic, that's for sure wrong, powder. But it's like a white powder, and if you have an area that's really just continuing to bleed and you need it to stop bleeding, that's what this is for. Most of this stuff I've never used, but it's so nice to have it with me. So I always have everything just in case, because you don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe a wolf comes in and bites one of them, or maybe they decide to get loose at night and go fall down a cliff or something and you have to really doctor them up. You have all the things that you need to do. The last thing that is gonna be in our kit is toenail clippers, and they are wrapped up like crazy because they are sharp little suckers. These are just your regular like pruning gardening shears, and I have one right here that's not wrapped up to show you. So this is what they look like, and they are so sharp. It's like 2 razor blades that you can use like a pair of scissors. And if you have a toenail that say it's too long, or maybe it cracked or it ripped, then you can, in theory, pick up the llama's foot and trim off the toenails. But again, it's one of those things that's easier said than done. And that is pretty much what's in there, you guys. You might find another couple little stray things, like there's some bacitracin if you're worried about infection in an area that you can put down in there. And there might be some more spare pieces and parts and extras, but that's really it. It's a pretty basic first aid kit. Thank you guys for dropping by today. It was great to have you. If you have any questions or concerns or comments that you want to leave, definitely let us know down below in the comment section. If you have any interest in purchasing one of these pre-made llama first aid kits, we'd be happy to put one together for you. They're easy, super easy to customize, so let us know if you have any different preferences. They're kind of expensive to put together yourself, so if you have interest in purchasing one, it'll save you a little bit of money. It's easier to buy all of the items in bulk. So send us a message, let us know.